getting started. Holy cow, that's a 4th of July weekend is like still lingering on. Yes, we're teaching I'm teaching the kiddos to learn how to swim. So I've been in the water a lot and in that sun, and holy cow, it drains you, man. I've been drinking tons of electrolytes and still I'm like, oh, I'm going to enjoy my nap today. So it looks like here we are spooling up and we are live on all locations. So I'm going to take a quick drink. We're going to dive in. Here we go. Hello. I'm going to try that again. This is live. But what's the great thing about this, Joe, is we're going to edit out all the parts where I mess up and learn, not mess up. Oops, silly me. I get to learn from those interesting scenarios of so many things, and then we'll edit it out professionally by the company that I utilize, where I get all of my videos edited professionally for free. And then we're going to take your video, this video on pain and your testimonial about anything pain, Healy, and then we'll put that on the first page of Google, YouTube, any search engine in the world, and they will have your link to Healy, because you have a Healy resonance. You've had a Healy resonance for quite a while. You've been using it for many, many months, and you are in the position where you're learning it. You're way ahead of the curve for a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to require and have been looking for this recovery biohack for workouts and lifestyle and pain. And you took a chance, you trusted, you moved forward, you said, hey, I'm going to really test out that 14-day money back guarantee. And so I would love to really lean into this Healy testimonial and hear it directly from you. I've been beating the Healy testimonial for months and months and months around chronic pain, around headaches, around things like flu symptoms whenever I am cleansing or going through detox and things like that, or with my kids, and all these other testimonials. And I really feel that it is going to be a substantial benefit to hear from individuals like you who are not me and not me, and going, hey, you're on the other side of the country. You've experienced the resonance. You have a resonance of your own. You've helped yourself. You've helped other people. So Joe Bayless down in Florida, Team Bayless, by the way, that is his sponsor name. So when you're ready, by the way, all of his link and his information to join his team will be in the link down below. And I'd love to introduce you to Joe Bayless, one of the most heart-centered men that I know, just this very genuine individual that I'm sure that by watching this, you'll get to know him, like him, trust him, and really want to help support and to be in line with this self-leader. So Joe, thank you very much for hanging out. For me, it's really early. Well, not like really early. Usually I wake up at like 4:30. It feels like 2 o'clock today, but it's 6:10 on the West Coast. You're on the East Coast. Appreciate you waking up, hanging out with me. So, and everybody live on all these channels today talking about Healy, because this afternoon we're going from lifetime frequencies to monthly subscriptions. So it would be a really, really great time to choose Healy. So Joe, when did you get Healy? How long, what have you used it for? What is your experience? What is the resonance effect that you've had over the last few months? And love to kick it over to you, and wow, just hear about your journey.
So thanks, Trevor. I mean, it is a little bit early on your side of the country, but I completely understand. I'm still adjusting to the time zone. I just moved out to Florida in April from the Mountain Time Zone, so I'm a little. I don't know which time zone I'm actually in, so it's all relative in that sense. My first exposure, obviously, you had a Healy device at a retreat that we were at. I guess this was last fall, and it was intriguing to me. I have been someone who has fortunately enjoyed good health. I do not have a lot of chronic pain. I don't get sick very often, so I feel that, well, maybe this wasn't going to be for me, but I was interested to see what the effect it was having on other people, and just the immediate feedback from people that were also trying it out that day was was incredible, actually. I hadn't seen anything have such an immediate effect and get people really turned on to something. And my struggle, if there is one, is just father time. I mean, but no one escapes that. Father time is undefeated, and I had turned 50 a couple of years ago, and I noticed that my biggest problem was I would do a workout, but then I would be sore. Not even necessarily the next day, but it was 2 days after and 3 days after, and it would linger. And when you're younger, it's so much easier to stay in a fitness routine where you do your workout, whether it's lifting weights or running or swimming or whatever. You're a little sore the next day, but it feels good, and you're ready to jump back at it. Now it was getting to the point, it's like I would go for a run and I would be just wiped out for 2 days. And it felt like, well, time's catching up to me. I'm not as young and as spry as I used to be. Maybe there is something that, maybe Healy can help me out with that. So I purchased mine back in February, I believe. And it took me a little while to get into the habit of, using it on a regular basis and getting the benefit out of it. Because I was still, it was like, I don't want to work out. It was cold in February in Colorado. And so I didn't really notice, like, well, I feel a lot better. Well, I'm not working out as much, so maybe I'm not getting the pain as much. But as I've started to get back into the routine, it has been, it's like I've found a fountain of youth, basically. I don't have that nagging tiredness or the soreness from the day before. Like I did a 5-mile run yesterday, ready to do another one today. I just am finding that my recovery time has gotten a lot better. Some of the tweaks, like the twisted ankle or, something along those lines, or you stressed out your back during, some kind of workout, that seems to not linger as long as it used to. Again, I had an ankle injury that seemed like it went on for a year, but after using the Healy, it was one of those things like it sped up the process of the healing on that piece of it. So I don't have that pain anymore. Like I said, I feel healthier than I have in, 10 years, probably. Boy, I lost your sound.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, right there, Joe, that you haven't experienced something the way you felt in the last 10 years. That's pretty phenomenal. I mean, that's when we kind of just go mic drop. I mean, to have that feeling of that vitality, and that's what Healy, I mean, here in the States, it's only a class 2 medical device that has been cleared for pain. And in other countries, it can treat any disease and any illness and whatnot. Here in the States, it really is a class 2 medical device only due to the powers that be and the pressure that is, and the realization of the money that would be and will be and is being taken out of their pockets every day. They're doing whatever they can to like push it down and push this frequency medicine technology that has been out for well over 100 years through individuals like Nikola Tesla and Rife, because they were taking away pain from so many things. Because let me ask you, Joe, if when you're in pain, are you in a place of ease? Are you in alignment when you're in pain? No.
No. It's a distraction for sure.
Yeah, well, it's that mental distraction. So would you say you are in a place of misalignment, mis-ease, or even dis-ease? Oh my gosh, are we setting ourselves up for a different conversation? Well, those type of conversations we always have behind the scenes in the Embrace Prosperity Mastermind group, where we dive down, because I don't know about you, but there's been a lot of pains that have been coming up from a soul level, from a mental depression or anxiety. For me, I mean, if you were in pain for that, working out and have these realization that, oh my gosh, we're getting older. Like I was looking at my hair last night. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of gray hair coming in there. And that for me, it was like, wow, there's a significant amount, even the simplest thing of a pain or a recovery element. Like I'm teaching them our kiddos how to swim. So these parts of my body, I'm like, oh, I haven't used that for a little while. And, I hook up to the Healy and I feel younger. And because it's working on the resonance of our bioenergetic field, the vitality, I am so not surprised that you're focusing on that, because that is one of the things when you align your bioenergetic field on a cellular level and you look at charging your cells to optimal and helping your cells move in the way that they want from a physiological and biological perspective. When your cells move appropriately and they have the correct charge, which is what it on the simple level that it's doing on a very basic, not even on quantum level, is it's charging your cells to help them optimally operate. And that's it. I mean, you look at from a physical dynamic, not talking about quantum entanglement to the galactic and the beyond, but from that element alone, have you had the opportunity to share the pain relief of the recovery from any injuries to anybody else? Does anybody else that have they experienced Healy and have a testimonial that you've seen through their eyes?
I haven't had that happen yet. So I did just purchase a second unit because there are people in my life that I want to get it in front of. I've only worked on myself. Admittedly, I'm not an early adopter on things. I'm the second wave. I want to see the early adopters and see, okay, is this real? Did I get fooled on something? Did I see something that didn't really happen? So always been a little bit skeptical, even with myself. That feeling is, well, maybe it's because I moved to Florida, or maybe I did change some of my eating, or maybe just all of these things coalesce at the same time. I start using the Healy, I start feeling better. I start feeling better, I want to eat a little bit better. I start eating a little bit better, I sleep a little bit better. It's all in conjunction with that. I do have a friend who suffers from migraines, and that was really maybe the motivation behind me purchasing a second one, is to see if she can, benefit from that. Like I said, my stuff isn't so severe that, I don't feel like it's that, oh, wow, type of testimonial that people have. But hearing some of the other testimonials and interviews that you've done, that, encouraged me and motivated me to, like, okay, this is something that maybe I should share, and to see if it really does work on a level that, beyond just, I don't feel good after my workout type of thing. So that's where I'm interested in exploring next, is seeing how that can be shared with people and to get their results. And, if my friend who's had migraines for, 30 years, can benefit from it, then, it'll be more validation. Not that I need too much. And but I trust the people that you have interviewed. We've had some connections. Some of the people we run in similar circles in, so that's been very helpful for me wanting to go up to that next step. So I think that's really where I think I can learn, is how to share, how to get the information out, and be a better representative. And it's curious to me, if you think about our modern times, where everybody wants to be a scientist or wants to be a doctor, and they only have one solution to a problem. And that makes me curious, is if we're trying to make everybody feel better, why don't we put all the options out there on the table? Why doesn't everybody know about healing? Why doesn't everybody know about, some of the other benefits from, healthy eating, or all the other things that you can do, not just wrapped up in Western medicine. My doctor, and I trust my doctor, but only with certain things. If I break my arm, I want them to set that for me. I want them to give me, fix my tooth when I go to the dentist. but there's certain things that I would rather stay away from. And it's surprising that more doctors, more health professionals don't explore the other options. It just feels like, well, maybe you're in a business and you're not really, the goal isn't really to help people and make people feel better. But that might just be me.
Or that might be the medical cartel that we're speaking about today. The real, that's the real. I mean, and Joe, you really hit the nail on the head. I mean, there are so many individuals, and that's, I'm an innovator, you know, on the scale, on the wave of adoption of innovation. With so many things, I used to be the laggard or the late adopter, and now I find myself being at that front of the wave with a lot of this stuff. And the amount of gratitude and appreciation I have for individuals seeing me as that. And that's what I saw you as when you were connecting with this. It's like, you know, Joe tends to be, as you said, that late adopter for a lot of things. You hold ground, man. You do. You're very stable. You're very poised. I'll say that's how I see you. You're a rock from an individual standpoint. You definitely are grounding the room when you're there. And to see you move forward in the time where innovators and early adopters, the early majority hasn't even been tapped into. We haven't even got over that bridge when it comes to, from a Simon Sinek point, if you've ever watched the golden circle, or the, you know, start with why, where it goes into the adoption of innovation curve. We haven't even hit that beginning. I mean, we're still like way over here, like itty bitty, we. That's as far as we've gone, right? And here comes Joe out of the bat going like, well, wait a second, I see all these people, because you're the type of person who loves to serve. You love to serve. And that's one of the reasons why I felt really drawn to providing all these Healy testimonials around pain, and all these testimonials around migraines, and all these Healy testimonials around fibromyalgia and pain and mental issues and anxiety and depression and whatnot, because we can speak about that. They have let us speak about that. There's a lot more that we get to speak about in the Embrace Prosperity Mastermind group. And if you've never been a part of that, then check out the description and the comments, and there'll be links to get into the Embrace Prosperity Mastermind group, where we dive into our soul work and help align and go out into that void where the song of our soul has a place to be sung, and speak out into the infinite void and connect with our soul clients like this. You're watching this video, you're Joe's soul client, and that's something that I get to do and lean into, is help people along their path to help other people. Because Joe, if you were able to connect with somebody to help them a little bit, I don't work out. I don't know about like working out. What would be that? Like you would be the way more better fit than I would. I mean, I run around with kiddos, but I'm not hitting up the gym. I'm not running around, and man, I've got 7 businesses going, and I take a nap. That's what I do. I go to the nap spot. I'm not going to the gym. And so from myself, it would be far more beneficial for individuals who are gym rats and really leaning into that. I mean, all these Olympic athletes, let's go to that. Let's go to that level. You know, there's all these individuals who are putting in time and effort and years, and they're focusing on their style, their eating and everything. How would you feel and think into the future on how the sports, the health industry, the wellness around staying active, how do you feel that you could benefit that whole industry simply by connecting with them after or before a workout?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting especially when you bring up the Olympics, but any professional sports, you know, the theme has been over the last 10, 20 years or performance enhancing drugs, right? And steroids doesn't necessarily make you bigger, stronger, and faster. Really what it does is help you recover a lot faster. And that's, you know, the blood doping in bicycling. It's so you can recover faster, so you can maximize and utilize those cells to their full extent. So I think that this could be that light to, hey, maybe you want to perform, maybe you want to maximize your physiology, but you don't want to do this crazy blood doping. I don't know if you've ever heard of what it takes to do that, where they take out your blood, they run it through a thing, they store it, and then and then they've got to hide all of this stuff. Or with the steroids, it's this cat and mouse game of, we got a new steroid, we got a new way to find it, we got a new steroid that beats the way that you could find the old steroid. So it's this game. And so I think what the possibility or the opportunity would be is, hey, you don't have to fight that system. If you're doing something that's going to affect your body and all of the cells, all the different organs and the muscles and all of that connective tissue and all those things that you're worried about as an athlete, if you have a non-drug, non-pharmaceutical option, maybe this is what is that tweak that you're looking for, right? Everybody runs and works out and lifts weights, everything. It's that extra edge. It's how do I get more out of each individual cell? How do I get more out of my lungs? How do I get more out of my heart? And I feel like, there's some potential if you can recover, if you can, help the cells repair at a faster pace, then I think that gives somebody an edge in whatever sport that they happen to be in.
Absolutely. And you have had your Healy since February. So
Right.
in 4 months, you feel as if 10 years from a workout standpoint. Whoa. I mean, and that's 4 months. That's very impressive when we look at it. And there's a lot of published research studies that are going to be coming out here in the here at the end of the month, actually. And so it's game changing what's going on right now. And to Joe, to lean in, I mean, if you were talking to somebody right now, or somebody who's watching this, who's on a professional football or basketball or baseball, or even like, hockey or table tennis, it really doesn't matter. It could be a spelling bee for kids. That advantage that they're looking from a place of stress, focus, regeneration, as you're saying, recovery. If they're sitting on the fence, because man, you just said that you are a late adopter. You're the part of the of the society who's like, why do I need a cell phone? Right? Of like, wait a second. Yeah, I remember. You're very, very tech savvy, though. You wait, you hold. So anybody who is resonating, because there's a lot of people. That's why we're having this conversation. There are so many individuals from your position of reality that is valuable for them, of like, okay, why would I do this? So anybody who's sitting on the fence, who's looking at Healy, hearing about the recovery of that's something that I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about, but you are. If you're sitting on the fence, who might be a mom or a dad, or it doesn't matter, in their 60s, solo guy or gal or whatever, who is maybe recovering from living life at 80. Talk about recovering from life. I mean, let alone an Olympic athlete or a professional. I mean, when you're speaking to those millions of individuals who are about to move forward and sitting on that fence, what would you say to them to help them and provide that line of trust to test the 14-day trial? Because that's the thing, is these research studies are based on, and I pull it up here real quick if I can do that, but it focuses on 14 days. That's it. That's all the 14-day trial is. And they're taking new individuals who have either, or they're doing connection points. They're also doing with connection points, and let me pull this up really quick, photos. So they're connected through the resonance and then double-blind test or control. So we have all of these individuals. No, and that's not going to be pulling up. So we're gonna skip that. Anywho, on the range of when you're looking at the effectiveness of the study and how it correlates and with this is the root reason that is the attributed to the outcome. On a scale of 0 to 1, 1 is it's that. What they're coming back with is 1.4 or 1.25. It's almost unheard of to get past 1. And this is in 14 days. And so when people are watching, you're gonna hear a lot about research studies and whatnot on Healy. So when people find out about this and they find your link, they're watching this video, they're watching about chronic pain testimonials, they're searching, maybe they got back pain, sciatic pain, hip pain, or something like that, or recovering from a workout and are requiring to get that extra edge. And they're sitting on that edge looking at, oh my gosh, what is this investment? Oh, what does it cost? Seriously? It's not, it's an investment in your health, people. It's going from a practitioner to a patient-led focus for personal care. It's an investment in your future that you get to use as many times as you want. The question is, what would you say to help invite those individuals to merely try the 14-day money-back guarantee who are sitting on the fence today watching this right now?
You know, it feels, I guess it's ironic I moved to Florida. Maybe I was searching for the fountain of youth. Isn't that what Ponce de Leon? He came to Florida to look for that. And for 14 days, if you had an opportunity to experience, you know, that feeling of, and it's not even a workout. It's like you said, it's going out and swimming with your kids. It's you know, taking a bike ride with your kids. And when you're younger, it's obviously easier to do that. But I know that they say 50 is the new 30 or 60 is the new 40 or whatever these things are. But what if it's really true? What if you really could feel like you did when you were younger and it was easy to play with your kids and your grandkids, and you didn't miss out on opportunities to you know, go on a boat ride because you were going to have to walk a couple of blocks down to the dock, or you know, there's some opportunities I think people miss in life because they don't feel good, or they're tired, or they just got that nagging pain. No, I don't want to do that today. I would say you really have an opportunity to change that mindset with it and feel better physically. You know, I think there's as much of a spiritual, mental aspect to this. And again, it feeds on itself. You know, you start to feel better, your brain starts to feel better, your mind starts to feel better, your spirit starts to feel better. You smile more at people when you're walking down the street. You say hi more often. You've got a bounce in your step. You want to get outside. You want to be in the sun, and you stop watching TV, you stop watching the news because you just feel so good.
Oh, and isn't that what most people are looking for and are like putting that reality and shoving it down so far down in their subconscious because they'll never think they can actually obtain those sort of results in a quick amount of time? Because who has time to get all this done? Who has years in order to change their life? Who has years? And what you just said, there's a, you know, it's that slippery slope, but it's going the way that it is that we're looking for. And that's a beautiful way to express that, Joe. I really appreciate that very unique and eye-opening perspective of reality from an individual who held back and watched and watched and watched, and now not only has a resonance, bought another resonance, and now that it's turning the tides in here. And I'm so curious, and we'll definitely do a check-in here in the next few weeks or whatnot of individuals, because once you start helping people, whoa, man, whoa, you have a servant heart, and it's like watching the Grinch and his heart just go, you know, 3 times bigger, and you already have that size heart. And so I'm like, what's going to happen when he starts helping other people? It's the wave of wow, change that we get to have not only in your local area, right? Because whereabouts in Florida are you?
Miami Beach.
Miami Beach. So anybody in Miami Beach, Florida that is looking to try out the Healy, would you be willing to give them a session to help them experience Healy, to get them connected, show them how simple it is? Would you be willing to do that for people?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
I mean, I heard a statistic, never know if it's true or not, but they said if we just had 11% of the population that was, we want to call them white hats or black hats or whatever, if we just get 11% on our side, the exponential outgrowth of that will make the world a better place. So 11% is really not that hard to do. And, the other thing I was just thinking about, you were asking what I would say to somebody. The other thing I would add is, well, what has your regular approach gotten you? What has your doctor done for you? Did they just prescribe you more pills? Do you have one of those caddies full of pills that you have to, like Monday, Tuesday? Like, that makes me sad. And so I believe that this is the other way. And
absolutely. And to have the the pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry and the correction facility industry and the mental health industry and the education industry and the personal development industry and the entrepreneurial industry and the addictive substances industry. And we get to keep going with all these industries, realizing that there's a different level, that we're all so focused. And when we step back, it's all frequency, energy, and vibration anyway. So what are we doing spending so much time when what would make sense is to take a step back in order to then be able to step into all forward? So that is where our conversation is going to go next. For a few quick minutes, we're going to switch on over to the Embrace Prosperity Mastermind group. We're going to dive down into the conversation that Joe's been waiting to have. And if you'd like to join us, please go to bit.ly/embrace-prosperity, and you can continue on this conversation. We're going to dive in deeper to those elements. And if you do want to get your hands on a Healy, this is the day to get it, and to use Joe's link, which you'll see down in the description, up or below, wherever we are. And we're streaming live on 9 places. So when you see that link, no question in my mind, I'm like, honey, is it okay? Like, do you want me to take the kids? You got the kids? Yeah, this is great. I really feel, oops, is this okay? Was that a subconscious limiting belief coming to the, woo, all right. We'll connect on the pain of that in a minute. All right, going through that. Here we go. And with this, we're going to go ahead and shut down everything except the Embrace Prosperity Mastermind group. And we'll see you all later. Thank you very much for hanging out. And we love you so much. Healy, it's time. It's time. Join Joe Bayless at Team Bayless, and he'll be here to help you understand Healy and help you obtain your own Healy testimonial. Thanks for watching. And if you do have any questions, reach out to Joe, friend him, please. What a wonderful, amazing man. He'd be happy to help you, and we'll look forward to chatting with you soon. So here we go. All right.